श्वेता मैम, श्वेता मैम, आपकी आवाज चली गई है। श्वेता मैम,
So in this reaction, we are combining the metal with the oxygen and water, and then we will study the reaction of known matters with oxygen and water. So what about the reaction of iron with oxygen? And what about the reaction of known metal with oxygen? So in this lecture, we will study the reaction of matters and known matters with oxygen. So this is a reaction you had also performed in the class 7, an activity of burning a magnesium ribbon in air. You had learned that in both the processes, oxide formation takes place. So as we know, when we burn the magnesium ribbon, then what is a reaction? Magnesium plus oxygen is after reaction magnesium oxide. So this is a magnesium oxide when magnesium burns with in the presence of oxygen. So this is the reaction when magnesium burns with the presence of oxygen. So magnesium oxide is the final product. So magnesium oxide is the
हाँ श्वेता मैम, फिर अनम्यूट हो गए हो आप।
rust. So when iron and oxygen reacts with water, then rust is formed. And when magnesium is reacts with the oxygen, then magnesium oxide is formed. So this is the reaction. These are the two reactions. When iron reacts with oxygen and water, then rust is formed. And when magnesium is react with the oxygen, then magnesium oxide is formed. So, and what is the formula of magnesium oxide? MgO. And it is in the powder form. So when iron reacts with oxygen and water, then rust is formed. And when magnesium and oxygen reacts, then magnesium oxide is formed, and it is a powder substance. So it is a powder substance. So when magnesium reacts with oxygen, so magnesium oxide is formed, and it is in the powder form. And when iron reacts with oxygen and water, then rust is formed. And what is the formula of rust? Fe2O3. Fe is iron metal. When iron reacts with water and oxygen, then rust is formed. And this is the formula of rust. Fe2O3. Fe2O3 is the formula of rust. And what is the formula of when magnesium reacts with oxygen? So when magnesium reacts with oxygen, then what is the product? MgO. MgO is a product when it reacts with oxygen. So next is activity 4.3. So all the matters when reacts with oxygen, then they will form oxides. So conclusion is when all matters reacts with the oxygen, then they will form oxides. So when iron reacts with oxygen, then they will form the oxides. So next is activity 4.3. And let us check the name or nature of rust formed as a result of the reaction between iron, oxygen, and water. So we are checking the nature of rust. What do you mean by nature of rust? It is acidic or basic. And what do you mean by acid or basic? The substance which are sour in taste are called acidic substance. And what do you mean by basic substance? The substance which are bitter in taste are called basic substance. So we have to check the nature of rust. And what is the nature of rust? It is basic or acidic. So we will check the nature of rust with the help of litmus paper. So there are two types of litmus paper. First is red litmus paper and next is blue litmus paper. So this is a litmus paper to check whether a substance is acidic or basic. So in the activity 4.3, we are checking the nature of rust formed as a result of the reaction between iron, oxygen and water. So we are reacting the iron with the oxygen and water. So firstly, we will take a spoonful of rust, and we are taking a spoonful of rust in any plate. In a glass plate, we are taking a spoonful of rust. And when we take a spoonful of rust, then we will add some water into it. And then after adding the water into it, we are putting it into the test tube. So again, I'm repeating this activity. We are taking some amount of rust, and we are putting this amount of rust into the test tube. And after putting these into the test tube, we are adding some water into the rust. And when we add some water into the rust, you will find that the rust remains suspended in water. And shake the suspension well and test the solution with red and litmus blue papers. So we are checking the solution with the red and blue litmus paper. So with the help of red and blue litmus paper, we can check the test the solution with the red and blue litmus paper. So what is the observation? So when we check with the help of red and blue litmus paper, then we will find the solution is acidic or basic. So in the activity 4.3, we are taking a rust in a big in the test tube. Then we are adding some water into it, and after adding some water into it, we are testing the solution with red and blue litmus papers. So what is the observation? The solution is acidic or basic in nature. We will check in this activity. So when when the copper is exposed to moist air, so when we see the copper vessel, जब हम copper vessel को देखते हैं तो उसके ऊपर हमारी green color की coating होती है. And what is the green coating? It is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So it is a mixture of copper carbonate and copper hydroxide. So when the copper vessel is exposed to moist air, then it is the green material occurs. And what is the green material? It is the mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So this is a reaction when copper vessel is exposed for air and water. So, and what is the formula of moist air? H2O plus CO2 plus O2. H2O plus CO2 plus O2. It is the formula of moist air. So what is the formula of moist air? H2O plus CO2 plus O2. And it is the formula of moist air. So you have to remember the formula of moist air. When water is combined with carbon dioxide and oxygen, then it is the formula of moist air. So when a copper vessel is exposed to moist air for long, then it is a green coating, and due to this green coating, this green coating, the green color appears on the copper vessel. And when the copper reacts with moist air, then two components are formed. And what are the components? Copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. What are the components? Copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So these are two components when the copper is exposed to the water and air. So when we burn ribbon, magnesium ribbon, then magnesium oxide is formed. And when magnesium oxide is dissolved into the water, so what is the observation? The all metallic oxides are basic in nature. So after concluding this activity, what is the result? All oxides of all oxides of metals are basic in nature. Means all oxides of metals are basic in nature. So in this activity, what we have proved, all oxides of metals are basic in nature. So when we burn magnesium ribbon, then magnesium oxide is formed. When iron is exposed to air and water, then Fe2O3 is formed. So when we check with the help of litmus paper, so what is the conclusion? Then it is basic in nature. So all metallic oxides are basic in nature. Why they are basic in nature? We can test it with the help of litmus paper. So it turns red litmus paper into blue. So it turns red litmus paper into blue. So this is the activity. So you have to prove that all oxides of metals are basic in nature. Whether magnesium oxide, whether iron oxide, whether the copper oxide. So these are basic in nature. Means they turn red litmus paper. That the red litmus paper turns blue. Means the red litmus paper changes into the blue. So this is the conclusion. The red litmus paper changes into blue. So what is the activity of magnesium ribbon? When magnesium ribbon is burnt, so magnesium oxide is formed. And when iron is come in contact with water and air, then iron oxide is formed. So then when Fe is combined with iron and when Fe is combined with the iron, oxygen and water, then iron oxide is formed. And when these combines with the oxygen and water, then final product is oxides. And these all oxides of metals are basic in nature. So what is the conclusion? All oxides of metals are basic in nature. जितने भी हमारी metals होती हैं, उसके जितने भी सारे के जब वो रिएक्ट करती हैं ऑक्सीजन से, तो देन ऑक्साइड बनते हैं. और ऑक्साइड का जो नेचर है हमारा वो बेसिक होता है. मीन्स इट चेंजेस रेड लिटमस पेपर इनटू ब्लू. So next is what is the activity? Then we will check about the non-metals. In the previous activity, what we have done, checking of oxides of metal. In the activity 4.4, we will prove the oxides of non-metals. So what are the oxides of non-metals? In activity 4, firstly, we will take a deflagrating spoon. What do you mean by deflagrating spoon? So when we take the spoon, when we take this spoon, and as shown in the figure 4.4, this is a deflagrating spoon, and we can also make at the home. And if it is not available, you can make with the help of metallic cap. And you can take the metallic cap, and when we take any bottle, and we will take a metallic cap of any bottle, and then wire is attached with the metallic cap. So this is when metal cap is attached with when metal cap is attached with the wire, then the defrigating spoon is made. So how can we make defrigating spoon? When we take any metallic cap of any bottle, and then we will attach any thread or any wire with this metallic cap, then this spoon is made. So this spoon is shown in the figure 4.4. this is a defrigating spoon. So firstly, we will take the sulfur known metal. And what is the color of sulfur known metal? Sulfur known metal, it is yellowish in color. So it is yellowish in color, and sulfur is a known metal. As soon as the sulfur starts burning, introduce the spoon into a gas jar, glass tumbler, and cover the tumbler with the lid to ensure that the gas produced does not escape. So when we burn the sulfur, then introduce the spoon into a glass jar or glass tumbler. So firstly, we will take a deflagrating spoon, and then we will add some sulfur powder in the deflagrating spoon. So when we add the sulfur powder in the deflagrating spoon, then what is the observation? When cover the tumbler with the lid to ensure that the gas produced does not escape, and remove the spoon after some time, add a small quantity of water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid. So when we burn the sulfur, then it starts burning. So when we introduce the spoon into the glass jar, as shown in the figure, in the middle, there is a glass jar. We are putting this deflagrating spoon with the sulfur into this jar. So when the gas is formed in the jar, so gas does not escape. So you have to cover the tumbler. जब इसमें हमारी जो हमारे बीच वाला जो बीकर है, जो हमारे इसमें डिफ्लिग्रेटिंग स्पून जब डालेंगे हम, तो सल्फर में से सल्फर जब ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करेगा तो वो सल्फर ऑक्साइड बनाएगा, और सल्फर ऑक्साइड जो है गैस बाहर ना निकले, तो इसलिए हमें इसको इसकी जो ऊपर वाला टम्बलर है उसको वी हैव टू cover the tumbler such that the gas produced does not escape. So after some time, we will add some water into the tumbler. So what is the chemical reaction between the tumbler? So here is a sulfur metal. When the sulfur metal reacts with the oxygen and water, when the sulfur metal reacts with the oxygen, then sulfur oxide is formed. And when water is added into the sulfur, then what is the observation? Then sulfur dioxide combines with the water. And when we shake the tumbler, then we will check it with the help of litmus paper. So we can check whether it is acid or base, and we can check it with the help of litmus paper. So there are two types of litmus paper. First is red litmus paper and next is blue litmus paper. Again, I am repeating this activity. We are taking the sulfur metal. And its color is yellow. And when we burn the metal in the presence of oxygen, then it will form the sulfur oxide. And when sulfur oxide is formed, then we will add some water. After adding some water, then what is the observation? Then sulfur oxide reacts with the water. And we will check it with the help of red and blue litmus paper. So there are two types of litmus paper, red and blue. So we will check this solution with the help of red and blue litmus paper. So this is an activity of reaction of non-metal with oxygen. So this is a reaction of non-metal with oxygen. What is the non-metal? Sulfur. Sulfur is a non-metal, and sulfur reacts with oxygen, then sulfur oxide is formed. And when sulfur oxide is formed, then we will add some water into it, and we will check it with the help of litmus paper. So in the figure 4.4, we are checking with the red litmus paper. Then red litmus paper changes into the blue as shown in the figure. So it means it is basic in nature. It means all oxides of all oxides of the metals and non-metals are basic in nature. So what is the conclusion of this lecture? When the metals and non-metals react with the oxygen, then the oxide is formed. So then the oxide is formed and it is basic in nature. All oxides of metals and non-metals are basic in nature. So this is the activity of reaction of non-metal with oxygen. So this is the activity of non-metal with oxygen. So this is the activity, and next is in the previous activity what we have done, reaction of metals with the oxygen, and in activity 4.4 what we have done, reaction of non-metal with the oxygen. So all metals and non-metals when reacts with oxygen, they form oxides, and it is basic in nature, means it changes red litmus paper into blue. So it changes red litmus paper into blue. And what is the formula of moist air? The formula of moist air is H2O and CO2 plus O2. Means it is a combination of water, carbon dioxide, and it is a formula of moist air H2O plus CO2. Means when moist air means when water is added in the carbon dioxide. So it is a formula of moist air. So when the moist air reacts with copper, then two components are formed. What are two components? Copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So two components are formed. First is copper hydroxide and next is copper carbonate. So two components, what are two components? Copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. And what is the formula of copper hydroxide? CuOH2. And what is the formula of copper carbonate? CuCO3. So this is the formula of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So now recall the activity of burning magnesium. So when we burn all metals and non-metals, then oxides will form. And what is the nature of these oxides? It is basic in nature. So it is basic in nature. So all oxides of metals and non-metals are basic in nature. So you have to remember some points. What are points? First is when magnesium reacts with oxygen, then magnesium oxide is formed. And when iron reacts with oxygen and water, then rust is formed. And what is the formula of rust? Fe2O3. Fe2O3 is the formula of rust. So it is the formula of rust and it is the oxides of iron. And all oxides of metals and non-metals are basic in nature. And what is the formula of moist air? H2O and CO2. And when copper vessel reacts with the oxygen and water, then what is the material? Green material. And green material, what is the green material? It is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So it is a mixture of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. And what is the formula of copper hydroxide? CuOH2. And what is the formula of copper carbonate? CuCO3. So what is the formula of copper hydroxide? CuOH2. And what is the formula of copper carbonate? CuCO3. So this is the formula of copper hydroxide and copper carbonate. So you have to remember this. Or next is how can we make the defrigating spoon? So this is the formula of defrigating spoon you have to remember. And next is what is the reaction of metals and non-metals with the acids? So what do you mean by acid? The substance which are sour in taste are called acid. And what is the reaction of metals and non-matters with the acids? And whether it is acidic in nature or basic in nature. So you have to learn what is the reaction of metals and non-matters with the acids. In the previous module, what we have studied, the reaction of matters and non-matters with the oxygen. And next is what is the reaction of matters and non-matters with the acids and base. And next is what is the reaction of matters and non-matters with the water. So what is the reaction of metal and non-metal with the water? And what is the reaction of metal and non-metal with the acids and the base? So in the previous lecture, we have done the reaction of matters and non-matters with the acids and base. So we will study about the reaction of matters and non-matters with the water. So what is the reaction of matters and non-matters with water? As we know, out of all metals, sodium metals is a very reactive metal. So as we know, when we put sodium metal into the kerosene oil, why we put sodium metal into the kerosene oil? Because it is a very reactive metal. So it is a very reactive metal. So it is a very reactive metal. So we store this metal into the kerosene oil. As we know, sodium metal is a very reactive metal, and when it is kept into the oxygen, then it reacts with the oxygen. So a lot of heat is generated. So we store these metal into the kerosene. हमें पता है कि सोडियम जो मेटल है उसको हम केरोसिन ऑयल में रखते हैं क्योंकि वो बहुत रिएक्टिव मेटल होती है. अगर उसको हमने ओपनली एयर में रख दिया तो बहुत बड़ा एक्सप्लोजन हो जाता है. तो इसको हम एयर में नहीं रखते, इसको हम केरोसिन ऑयल में रखते हैं. So you have to remember the concept about the sodium metal. And next is, and what is the activity of reaction of matters and non-matters with the water? So we are in the activity 4.5. What we are doing? Reaction of metal and non-matters with the water. So we are taking the sodium metal and then we are reacting the sodium metal with the water. So we are taking firstly a 250 ml beaker. We are taking a 250 ml beaker. If beaker is not available, we can take glass tumbler of 250 ml. And then we are filling half of it with the water. And firstly, we will take a 250 ml beaker and then we are adding some water into it. And after adding some water into the beaker, we are cutting a small piece of sodium metal. So we are cutting a small piece of sodium metal and we are now carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal, dry it using a filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. So we are taking a sodium metal and dry it using a filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. So you have to remember what is the concept of sodium metal. We are taking a sodium metal and we are putting it into the water. And what is the size of beaker? 250 ml beaker. So we are taking a 250 ml beaker and then we are adding some water into it. And after adding some water into it, now carefully cut a small piece of sodium metal and dry it using a filter paper and wrap it in a small piece of cotton. So in this activity, we are taking sodium metal and we are reacting sodium metal with the water. Firstly, we are taking a 250 ml beaker and then we are adding some water into it. And then we are taking a sodium metal and dry it using a filter paper and wrap it into a piece of cotton. So firstly, we will take sodium metal and we are putting it into the small piece of cotton. And when we put these small piece of cotton, put a sodium piece wrapped in the to the cotton with the beaker, what is the observation? When reaction stops, touch the beaker. So when the sodium matter reacts with the water, so what is the observation? It becomes hot. Means it is exothermic reaction. So what do you mean by exothermic reaction? A reaction in which a lot of heat is generated. A reaction in which a lot of heat is generated. So it is a reaction. It is a reaction, or it is an exothermic reaction. So when sodium reacts with the water, then it is an exothermic reaction. Means a whole lot of heat is generated in this reaction. Has the beaker become hot? Test the solution with red and litmus paper. So we are checking it with the help of red and blue litmus paper. So is the solution acidic or basic? We check with the help of red and blue litmus paper. So we are checking it with the help of red and blue litmus paper. So what is the observation? The sodium reacts vigorously with water. So some matters react with water and some matters do not react with water. So what is the topic? Reaction of matters and non-matters with water. So what is the observation? Some matters reacts with water and some matters does not react with water. And some matters reacts very slowly with water. So this is the observation. When sodium reacts with the water, so what is the observation? So some matters reacts with the water and some matters do not react with the water. And for example, iron, this reacts with water very slowly. So what is the conclusion? Some matters react vigorously and some reacts with water slowly and some matters do not react with water. And what about non-metals? Non-metals do not react with water. So you have to remember all known metals do not react with the water. जो सारी नॉन मेटल्स है वो वाटर से बिल्कुल भी रिएक्ट नहीं करती, ये सिर्फ ऑक्सीजन से ही रिएक्ट करती हैं. और जो मेटल्स हैं दे रिएक्ट विद द वाटर एंड सम मेटल्स रिएक्ट विगरसली विद वाटर and some metals do not react with water and some reacts with very slowly. So you have to remember these points. What is the conclusion? When all metals reacts with the oxygen, then oxide will form. And what is the nature of this oxide? It is basic in nature. And next is